supposed to do? I think it's due tomorrow.
Crap. Shoot. How are we supposed to do this project for Mrs. Mahas? How are we supposed to get this done in one night?
I know, it's
We're
crazy.
gonna have to time travel to get all this stuff done.
Time travel, eh? You know what, Jessica? Why don't we split up for the night and finish doing the homework, and then we can finish this during our spare tomorrow, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, Professor. This is Tegan calling. Do you remember that time I saved your life? Like when you were about to fall into that volcano and you said you owed me a favor. I'm calling in that favor now. A friend of mine and I have a project due tomorrow. Keep this door unlocked, you know, Professor.
Hello, Tegan. I got your message.
I said to call, not show up at my front door.
You sounded anxious.
Well, you heard the message, right?
You have a project.
Yeah, do you think we can go and visit René Descartes and ask him some questions about his work?
Oh, for sure.
Alright.
It'd be easy.
Okay, let's do that.
Alright.
I'll get in now.
Mon petit-fils, René.
Alright, Professor, let's go. Oh, hello, Mr. Descartes?
Monsieur?
Who are you?
I'm the professor.
And I'm
Nice
the
to meet
professor's
you.
partner, Tegan.
Apprentice.
Partner, Tegan. And I have a project for school, and I was wondering if
Can
I
I
could...
ask you where you're from?
You know, I have a few questions for you, actually. Do you mind if I ask some?
I asked you first.
Please, sir. I find your life very interesting.
Thank
So-
you.
I'm just gonna go run some errands.
So, Mr. Descartes, I have a project for school. My teacher, Mrs. Wahas at SSK, assigned me. So my first question, I guess, is what schools did you go to?
When I was much younger than I am now, I attended the Collège des Jésuites, where I got to sleep until 11 because of my ill health.
What did you do after your boarding school?
Well, then I went to the Université de Poitiers.
Wow, that's really fascinating.
I know I am.
So can I ask you about your mathematics and what kind of stuff you discovered?
You don't want to know about my philosophy?
Well, this is very fascinating stuff. I think learning about your math would also be very interesting.
I am very smart.
I'm sure everything you do is fascinating,
I am
sir.
very wise.
So could we possibly talk about it? Are you all right, Monsieur Descartes?
Probably.
Can we perhaps go into your home and you could show me
Good, so I
what
don't
to
get
do? No,
pneumonia.
Mr. Descartes, what did you do in the field of mathematics?
Well, I decided that we should use x and y and z as variables in math equations and a, b, and c as constants.
Oh, so it's your fault math now reads as a paragraph.
Yeah, probably. I also I was the first one to use the Cartesian plane.
Oh, so the graphs are your fault too.
Yes, but you should not use that tone of voice to your elders. I only purely invented it to make math easier for you young ones who wanted to graph curvy lines.
Well, I
Do
suppose
you not appreciate finding the max and the mins of a graph?
I suppose I ought to thank you, Mr. Descartes. Is there anything else you did in the field of math?
I came up with something called the sine rule. And
Okay.
that is about finding how many positive and negative roots there are in equations when you
Wow,
graph
that
them.
sounds fascinating. Maybe you could show me an example.
I was
Find the number of positive
Oh
roots
my God.
an equation has. You look at the number of sign changes. And firstly, you can ignore the coefficients as they don't affect anything. And this one, because there's no x attached, also doesn't matter. Now, every time there's a sign change, here, here, and here, 3, that's the maximum number of positive roots this equation can have. However, because that's only the maximum, there's other possibilities. And to find the other possibilities, you go down by 2. So this one could have 3 or 1. And say this equation had 4 possible roots, it would be 4 or 2 or 0. And if there's only one sign change, then there can only be one possible. The same rules apply with the negative root, but instead you have to put a negative x in. So now I'll just do some quick math. And again, we can ignore the coefficients because they don't affect the number of roots. And so every time there's a sign change, such in this case there's only 1, then that means there's only one negative root. And the same rules apply for positive roots. You go down by 2.
Oh, how did I go? I've done my errands now. See, look at all the things I
Well,
got.
I mean, I learned what I wanted to do, but Mr. Descartes died.
You killed him?
I didn't kill him. I think it was his cough. I think it might have been pneumonia.
Oh, okay. Well, we should get going then.
Well, I was wondering if we could stay and see the funeral and meet some of the other mathematicians he worked with.
Well, I suppose so. Who are you people? Why are you at dear Descartes' funeral?
My name is Gazan. I am their son.
I'm Constantine.
And why?
We all worked out with Descartes.
Well, I guess you can go home now.
He is dead, isn't he?
Alright, let's go.
Home.
Look, Jessica, I did all this research last night. All we have to do is put it together into a project now.
Wow, great!
I know, it took some time.